Good morning, everybody. It's Andreas from Simplicity Farm. We are getting ready to do week 3 garden tour. We've had an explosion of growth. I have had some pest pressure that I've never had before. As much as I love tomatoes and have done so well, it's 50-50 right now. I'm having a lot of issues this year with my tomatoes. And behind me, you'll see that the alleys that I had ready for some crops, they finally have some. I went to the local nursery. So they had about 12 San Maranzo heirloom Roma tomatoes. And I pulled the owner to the side and I said, hey, if I bought the rest of your Roma tomatoes, would you give me a deal? And she did definitely give me a deal that I couldn't refuse. The thing is the tomatoes were already quite big, and the transplanting them has shocked them pretty bad. So I've been kind of babying them and hoping to bring them back. These are the San Maranzo aromas that I was telling you guys about. They actually do look better, so they might pull through. I'm waiting to come trim them up to see what happens with them. They already had fruit on them. These ones I'm not too optimistic about. We'll see. Tomatoes are really resilient. Look at this cabbage, you guys. Look. I'm going to go ahead and harvest that soon. These cabbages. Things a little welty right now. I was waiting for this storm that's passing us by. Already harvested a bunch of broccoli. But I do see some little ones coming on from side shoots. Oh, this one's popping out. Oh, this one looks like it's gonna bulb. It's a side shoot though. So, look. All the flies are over here right now. Look at that amaranth. I'm in love with this thing. This is the other cabbage bed. We're getting there. I think this is the Danish flat top, I believe. Got a few. I think this is the Copenhagen market. I chopped all my kale back, but it's coming back in full force. More. My sacrificial cabbage is trying to make it back. Things stopped eating it. So we'll see. Got more. These beets. I've just been pulling them up and giving them to the animals now because they're awfully woody now. Look at the mammoth sunflowers. I'm so excited. My sweet peppers. The vein of my existence, the cabbage looper. Look at these zucchinis, guys. We got all kinds of fruit in there. Plants have just exploded. Running from the water. I have the sprinkler on right now. Big flowers. Fruit everywhere. This is the sweet pepper bed. More cucumbers. My other mammoths. My chickens broke in here. They ate some of my cabbage plants and some of my hot pepper plants. But look, we got peppers coming on the. My basil's looking good. That habanero's looking amazing. So we have some doing better than others. Look at the mammoth sunflower. I'm so excited about this. The cucumbers are growing. They're climbing. Got flowers in there. This 11 habanero I'm just happy that we have peppers coming in finally. Look. Oop. So they're definitely growing, as you can see, and bushing up. The raspberries are growing. So is the elderberries. Doing some weeding. More raspberries. The bush is coming back. That elderberry bush is doing amazing. The grape is learning how to climb. I just put up this temporary. So Experiment Alley is doing really good. My barrage, and now the artichoke has came up. I have a bowl here because this is the first time ever I've dealt with squash bugs. So I've just been drowning them. So we definitely got fruits in all the different squashes. I do know my little bee. This is spaghetti squash right here. These are different flowers and my amaranth. And this looks to be like it might be straight neck squash. Beans, kohlrabi, my 4 different types of sorghum, and this is the jack-o'-lantern, the 4 plants that I planted for the kids. I got this in-ground bed ready. I'm gonna weed again around the edges. I'm going to put beans, I believe, in here. There wasn't much you could see in here before, but now you can start seeing the rows of all the different types of sunflowers that are in here. Then this front row, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's okra, a few different kinds. So this purple broccoli and cauliflower and some cabbage. There was some kale in there, but I think it's getting overshadowed. And a different type of broccoli, I believe. Yeah, I didn't thin it, but I can tell you right now, the grasshoppers are getting fat off of me. But it's growing, as you can see. Got thick stems and stuff. So I'm just gonna see what it does. If all else fails, we could use some leaves and the animals can use more. This is my first Roma. Got a lot of fruit on it. It's doing relatively well. Look at the banana peppers. So that's come back really well. The nasturtium flowered a few times. I know it's hot. It's still growing though, so. But look at the tomato wall. This is one of those San Maranzo up front that I just put here because it was well on its way to dying. So it was a last ditch effort before the in-ground was ready. But we have all these tomatoes. Remember how when they were just so small a few weeks ago, they're just exploding now. We still have this midnight snack. We got some bigger tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes. My peas, I think, are about fizzled out. The little squatty tomato is coming back and flowering, so excited about that. This was my Amish paste, you guys. It was doing so good. Now we got some leaf curl. So I'm going to feed it tonight, deep water it, and see what's going on. Its neighbor is doing just fine. The shiso pepper is bushing out. We do got fruits that are set. Some of these tomatoes that weren't doing too well now are. The rhubarb. The other tomatoes, see, still doing okay. We're waiting on them to start blushing. This one is just starting to flower. Parsley is back into flower. Do have a couple of the melons that came up eventually over here, but I think they'll be choked out. I did plant some more Malabar spinach right there. This sweet pea is about to go. The strawberries are just running. The strawberries are running everywhere. So I'm gonna place their runners into the ground. And from there, once they get rooted, then I'll cut their runner. And this next year will have nothing but strawberry. Melons and Eden's Gems are starting to just take off. I'm hoping for the best with these, but I do need to do something about their invasive tomato neighbors. But look at these bush beans are doing amazing over here. So, not really sure what's going on with my climbing beans. I've already harvested a couple green beans off of here just to taste them. I'm really sad. My scarlet runner beans, nor did my Chinese noodle beans take off. I think I still have time. I don't know. I'm thinking about replanting. The same thing over here. I don't know. Another one of the tomatoes. Another one of the San Rosanos. This one I cut back. A bunch of the stems broke during transport. We're just gonna see. She gave me this pepper. My son said, oh, I think it's a jalapeno. I want this one. But it's not. So I thought it was a big Jim. But I don't know. We're going to see. We have more. It's about to get watered because we haven't been getting the rain anymore. Then I have these tomatoes in back. My Cherokee purple is getting a nice little tomato. This one's not looking too hot. That one's producing tomatoes. Here's my poblano. It's just not setting fruit. My Tabasco is finally bushing up, I guess. We'll see. I heard they're real prolific, so I'm hoping. In between each of these, you can't really see the sprouts yet. I planted red Malabar spinach. It's a climbing spinach that does really well in the heat. Here's the okra. It's coming in really well. These aren't the lunchbox sweet. These are Lola bananas. This is my purple tomatillo. Still not doing well, but it's not a stick like it was. This is that candy cane variegated sweet pepper. So I'm letting this go a little bit longer, but you see those? It's striping on that. New leaves are coming in variegated. And down the center, I have a couple different types of okra that I planted. These are the Anaheims that I planted months ago by seed. They are kind of catching up. We may get something from them this year. This poor tomatillo looks so much better now. I came out here and it was covered in all kinds of different beetles. Pulled them off, drowned them. and almost under every leaf was eggs. So now it's thanking me. But I am going to get out here and spray with some neem and peppermint oil. The flower bed is starting to bloom. The marigolds are about to start blooming. Zinnias. So it's getting there. It's taking its sweet time, but it's getting there. Here's some of the pie pumpkins. Some watermelon and corn. I have one row of corn that didn't really do anything, and only a couple of the okra that we did plant in there. Since this is a new in-ground bed, weed pressure is really bad. So some of this I need to come back in and weed again. Weeding in here has been a constant battle. Then the tomatoes back there, and some the surprise seeds that I threw when we planted the pear tree are doing amazing. So, but one thing I haven't noticed, oh, this is a soft, fuzzy leaf. Huh. The thing I haven't noticed is the squash bugs haven't came over here yet. But I wanted to show you guys. This is my deep watering system that I put in place that I was telling you about, that I have the rock over. So what I do is I'll spray all around here, get a good nice saturation up on the surface. But I fill this up. And a lot of times I have to fill it up like 2 or 3 times. It soaks up the water right away. And then when it doesn't soak it up all the way, then I just refill it, and then I place the rock back on top of it. That's how I've been dealing with. So that's how I've been dealing with the watering deep of the pear tree. So the pear tree is still alive. The leaves are battered from our wind. So I'm hoping this is a little tiny tree, so we'll see what happens. These are 2 more of the San Marzanos that I just threw over here as a last-ditch effort. I don't know. I'm going to feed them tonight and just see what happens. Guys, my cherry tomato, or my ground cherry, did not make it. There's still a couple green leaves. I'm trying a lot of different things. We are going to finish mulching since most of my planting is done. But these tomatoes are finally starting to take off. The artichoke is starting to take off. And you remember last week when I said, oh, we had a beautiful purple flower, but I doubt the eggplant would be pollinated? Well, here it is, guys. And we got flowers on all the rest. And one thing I'm amazed by is this tarragon. It just is taking off. Got jalapenos right here that are flowering now, and some more eggplants. So I did lay more mulch. I got to finish this alleyway. And in between these 2 walkways, other than that and this, we have a good layer of mulch. And then I'm going to mulch the beds with some straw. But all that needs to be done now is this. Okay, guys, so this is my massive cabbage. If you can see, it is bigger than my hand. It's been growing really well. I've been putting it off and putting it off, but with our heat, what I don't want it to do is bolt. So I was thinking I was going to cut the stem, but I might just have to take out the whole thing. Let's see. Wow, look at those roots. I'm gonna weigh this, guys, but I feel like this is probably, it's heavier than a gallon of milk. Okay, turn off. Thank you guys for joining me with week 3's garden tour. As you can see, another storm is blowing in on us. There's lightning. I hope you enjoyed the first huge cabbage harvest. I absolutely loved it. I did go in and weigh it, and it weighed 7 pounds, 8 ounces. And as you can see, and you could probably hear, the wind is getting crazy. These are part of those windstorms I tell you about all the time in my videos. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like this, have any questions, leave a comment down below, or things that you would like to hear, or things that you would like to see on a video. And remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day. These are exactly the storms I talk about and why my plants get leaf whipped. Look at my mammoth sunflowers. They are taking a beating right now. But yes, these are the windstorms that I talk about all the time.